In this video, we're gonna hop into North County, San Diego's top condo / townhome communities. We're gonna get into our top 4 picks, starting with the most expensive, getting to the most affordable. All different areas throughout North County, a lot of coastal. So if you guys are thinking more affordable options, you wanna move out here, you wanna live that San Diego lifestyle, these are gonna be some good options. We're gonna get into what the community's like, the amenities around, what's nearby, kind of what sets those communities apart, schools, all that kind of stuff. So be sure to stay tuned. We're getting into all of it right now.
We love making these videos for you guys, but just a reminder, we are the Livin in San Diego real estate team here in San Diego. So if you are thinking about moving out this way, we are the ones that answer the phone or answer the emails. So definitely get in touch with us. We would love to hop on a Zoom call. Maybe it's these communities we're going to talk about today. Maybe it's something else. These are kind of big, large communities within San Diego, but there's also some other smaller niche spots that you might want to look at too.
So first community, we're starting in a beach community right here in San Diego. In all the communities today, the starting price point to get in are under $1 million. So just keep that in mind. If you want San Diego under $1 million, this community is actually pretty cool. It is in Cardiff. It's called Park Place. Bunch of condos. So as we work our way up to, you'll see the closer to the coast we are, the smaller the footprint is. The price point might be the same, but the smaller the houses are. A lot of these are like 3-bed, 2-bath, 1,000 square foot. So they're kind of compact in there. You're gonna have a patio, usually out back, maybe a single car garage and an extra parking spot. It's a little bit tighter than some of the other communities we're gonna cover because you're more coastal. So obviously a little bit more expensive. You're right in Cardiff. It is probably about a 5 to 7 minutes to get down to like all the Cardiff beaches, which is pretty awesome. So location wise, you really can't beat it, especially if you want that coastal area. I mean, we're coastal right now. We're gonna cover this area too next, but a lot of times you do get this overcast. So some of the other areas are a little further inland, but during the summer times, it's awesome. You're a quick shot down to like Seaside Market, to VG Donuts, to Best Pizza and Beer, the little town center down there. Plus, you could shoot down to El Camino Real in Encinitas, and it has everything you need. Targets, shopping, Trader Joe's, Sprouts, Home Depots. There's the Forum, which is in Carlsbad at the north end for like higher end, Apple stores. Is there Lululemon still there?
Yes.
A few other things, Allbirds. Anyways, there's a lot of cool stuff in there too.
So Chris forgot price point. Yep. So the starting price point for a 1,300 square foot townhome condo is right around $950, and then it definitely goes up from there. And there's a couple different types of condos and townhomes within Park Place. Also, there's kind of that traditional condo style, and then there's also townhomes. So there's a lot of different options within there for housing. And then these communities.
And real quick, it's not like condo. You're not like apartment building condos. Right. Like you're definitely sharing a wall or 2 walls, depending on where you are. So that's most of them we're covering today. You're not going to have like these big apartment buildings like you're finding in downtown San Diego. So.
Yep. And then the amenities that Park Place has, just like where we're at now, it definitely has some green space, which is awesome. Those older communities tend to have that. Also has a pool, also has tennis courts. And like Chris said, you are so close to a ton of things around. You've got the beach, you've got Encinitas Community Park. There are a lot of places you can get to very, very quickly from Park Place. And it also is like right on the 5 freeway. So if you're commuting at all, it is absolutely a perfect location.
And one bonus right nearby is the Bobby Riggs Pickleball Center. I don't know what they renamed it. It used to be a tennis center. Now it's all pickleball. It's right next to it. I think you could almost walk there from a lot of spots. So if you like pickleball, it's the biggest pickleball kind of area, courts. There's multiple courts. It's always busy. It's a good atmosphere there, good community, and that's right by there. And pickleball, obviously you guys know, well maybe you don't, but pickleball here in San Diego has gotten pretty big over the past few years. So that is a great amenity to have right there too.
One other big reason people move to Cardiff is the school district. So Cardiff Elementary School District is very small. It's 2 schools. You've got one school that's K through 3, and the other school is 4, 5, and 6. One is right on the beach, essentially, like as close as you can get to the beach. That's Cardiff Elementary, and then you've got Ada Harris, which is just east of the 5 freeway, actually right next to Park Place. And once you get through elementary school, you are within the San Diego School District, so you've got the Academy, you've got Oakcrest, you've got some really, really good schools kind of all the way through K through 12.
And Park Place is going to be the closest community to the beach, and some of the best beaches right here in North County, San Diego, all down Cardiff, Seaside Reef. You have Cardiff, which they're redoing the parking lot down there right now. You have the campgrounds right there. So just a really, as far as beaches go and accessibility, this area has some of the best ones right here in North County, San Diego.
So next up on the list is Village Park. It's actually where we are right now. You can see we're standing in one of the many green belts here in Village Park, which is a big part of why people really love Village Park. You got a little bit of open green space. So starting price point here in Village Park is right around $900,000. There are some 2-bedroom options, which that's not always a thing in all these townhome communities. There are also 3-bedroom options. But price-wise, this is just a little bit more affordable than Cardiff, just because we're a little bit further back from the beach.
Now hopping into the community style / amenities right here in Village Park, you're looking at like early to late 70s is when most of this was built, but there's a big selection of townhomes and condos. You're gonna have different styles. Some are gonna be like side by side, 4 to 6, maybe 8 in some cases, side by side. So the end units are obviously going to have a premium. Those are usually the smaller units as well. And then you're going to have some that are kind of set at 4s, so everybody has a corner. And it's pretty cool too. A lot of these have at least a single car garage, if not a 2-car garage, which a lot of townhome communities right here in North County, San Diego at least have some sort of garage, but elsewhere you go, you might not find that. So it's a huge benefit. Some have attached, some have detached, but a lot of them do have those garages and maybe even a few extra parking spaces. As far as amenities, this, where we're standing right now, like Cassie mentioned, is like one of the biggest amenities right here. These green belts, when they built them, if you look at newer communities, Rancho Tesoros in San Marcos is, Livin down in Pacific Highlands Ranch, all those like newer communities, they're tight in there. There's like not much space. Here they're like, oh, we have so much space. It's the mid 70s. Let's leave all this open area, and it's beautiful.
Yeah.
Green belts like throughout this whole community. There's even space between the houses, the townhouses as well. So it doesn't feel as compact as some of those newer communities. There's a bunch of different HOAs up here too. So you'll usually be part of a larger HOA, which is like the green belts. Then you have like the pool area. Like all these there's a few different, pool areas. Playgrounds, some have tennis courts, some have put in pickleball courts, some pools are heated, some are not, but a wide range.
Some have a diving board.
There's one that has a diving board, the only diving board I think left in any public pool here in San Diego. So anyways, you have all that, and then you'll usually have like your own HOA, for your little community as well. So anyways, there's a lot of different choices to be had up here.
So as for location and where Village Park is located and what's around us here is we're about 15 minutes to the beach, so just a little bit further back than the last community we talked about, but still a straight shot down Encinitas Boulevard or down Lucadia. There's a lot of different ways to get to all of the Encinitas beaches, but just convenience factor, this is by far the most convenient townhome condo community we're going to talk about. It is right next to El Camino Real corridor with, like Chris mentioned earlier, Trader Joe's, a whole bunch of grocery stores, pretty much every chain restaurant you can think of. You've got a couple of local spots within there too, but you've got Target close, Walmart close, Home Depot super close. So anything and everything you need is right in this bubble and really easy to get to from here.
And one of the wow factors or differentiators for this community, besides the green belts, all of them are going to have, it's not like a typical condo. You have like some sort of yard. Maybe it's a bigger patio, if you will. Some have like a front patio and a backyard. So there is a little more outdoor space than your typical small condo. But also a lot of these communities, they feed into local schools that are located right here within the community. So you go from elementary school all the way through like 8th grade through middle school, living right here, and your kids could walk to school, which is awesome, or e-bike. See a ton of e-bikers out here. And it's just really cool, great community. The high school's not too far away as well. So your entire career, you could go, I think your entire career was like right around here. So it's just like the ease factor of walking to school at most days is pretty awesome. Now we're moving up north a little bit into Carlsbad. Community we're jumping into is Meadow Ridge. You're gonna find a lot of 3-bedroom, 2 baths. One of the most models that I just saw pop up at that $850,000 price point is a 3-bed, 2-bath, 1,350 square foot. So there's a few other ones in there obviously, but some of these, once again, you're gonna have a garage in most of them. A lot of them you're gonna have, depends on where you are. So some of them you're actually walking on into the living area and the bedrooms are downstairs, and sometimes it's reversed. You have maybe share another extra wall or two, but there's a lot of options in there. For Carlsbad, it's one of the more affordable communities that you can get in there. There's going to be a ton of community amenities, tennis courts and pools and that kind of stuff. You will find some green space, not necessarily as much as that Village Park area that we just covered, but there's going to be some outdoor area. Once again, kind of built in the same time frame. This is in like considered, I guess, yeah, the La Costa area of Carlsbad. So you're going to have a quick shot to a lot of those amenities right around there too.
One more note on this community also is there is a traditional townhome style floor plan or floor plans where it's just one shared wall in the middle and you've got your attached garage as well. So there is that kind of more traditional townhome style.
And most of these, real quick, are, while Village Park has like maybe a front patio, a backyard, not huge, these are more like patio style. So you will get like the ones that you walk in living area, you're gonna have like a deck off your back and then like the same size. I don't know, how big you think they are, like
good
10
size
by 10?
Yeah, they're good size decks, but there's also 2 of them for a lot of the units. There are some units that don't have that outdoor space. So it's really just unit to unit, but there are a lot of just different options in there too, which just kind of gives you more options if you're looking, and the price points differ also floor plan to floor plan.
Now, one con about this area is not as convenient as the other areas. It's kind of at the edge of Carlsbad where you don't have a ton of like shopping infrastructure around. You can go to La Costa Town Square, which is right up the road. Bresci Ranch is not too far away if you want to hop up into Vista for some of those big box stores. That's not too far away. Also, you're a little bit further from the beaches, so probably about 20 minutes out, maybe 15 to 20 minutes. It's kind of straight shot, so it's not like too difficult to get down there, but it's just a little further back. You're still in that coastal corridor, so you're not like crazy far inland. It's not gonna get too hot. It's gonna get a little warmer. You might even get some of those days where it's cloudy on the coast, and here, even though it's in Carlsbad, it's gonna be sunny over there. Right across the street is basically the next neighborhood we're covering, or the next area. It's right in San Marcos.
There is also a shopping center that has a grocery store, has our favorite burger place, Notorious Burger, in it, and a movie theater as well, and a couple other amenities too. So that one is just to the west of Meadow Ridge too. As for schools, even though it is a Carlsbad address, you feed into San Marcos schools. We talk about this a lot. There's just a couple of communities within Carlsbad that are on the east side that feed into San Marcos School District. So that's gonna be K through 12, all in the same school district, and a kind of revitalized school district as well. La Costa Meadows, which is just around the corner, is brand new, rebuilt school. You've got San Alejo Middle, you've got San Marcos High School, which we talk about a lot too. It was just rebuilt a few years ago. So definitely kind of that on the up and coming side of school districts. A lot of money from these master plan communities over the last bunch of years have been put into these schools.
One of the biggest differentiators for this neighborhood is something we already mentioned, which is price point. You're living in Carlsbad. It's one of the most affordable areas of Carlsbad. There's, once again, it's a pretty decent footprint, so you're always, not always, you're likely a lot of times gonna find some sort of option for sale in there. So it's not like some smaller communities where there's like, 20 homes in there. You're like, I gotta keep eyeing it. There's gonna be something that pops up in here at most times.
Next up is the most affordable community we're gonna talk about today, and that is Morgan's Corner, and kind of the communities around there too. So Morgan's Corner is part of a master plan community called San Alejo Hills. It is right in the heart of kind of the downtown town center area of San Alejo Hills. And then there's also, Morgan's Corner is the big one, but then there's also a couple other condos and little communities kind of within this same little area too that will have some options. Starting price point right around $820 for a 3-bedroom townhome. Just to give you kind of the style of the townhomes, the majority of the floor plans, what they're gonna look like is you have a 2-car garage on your entry level. You come in, you've got kitchen, living room, usually a powder bath, and then as you go up, you've got your bedroom. So second floor, you've got bedrooms. Third floor, you have a bedroom but no bathroom for most of the floor plans. So it is a little bit more vertical living. A lot of people turn that upstairs bedroom into either a guest bedroom or an office.
So hopping into what's nearby, kind of the location, Cassie said it's in San Alejo Hills. It's at the heart of the town center down there. So it's in one of the more, I would say the most walkable to a few, it's not like a huge town center, but you do have like a big store. You have Albertsons down there. You have a few restaurants. There's a new sushi spot in there. There's Sets, which is like a American kitchen. There's Lost Abbey, a nice little beer spot. There's Tap and Vine, so a little wine spot as well. Shane's Pizza and Pine. So I guess there's a few more than I was thinking.
Vine and Tap.
Vine and Tap, that's it. What did I call it?
Tap and Vine.
Tap and Vine, the reverse of that. And all this is literally like across the street from Morgan's Corner and the other little neighborhoods.
So if you're leaving the community for amenities, you're kind of halfway in between. If you go to San Marcos, you've got all the big box stores in San Marcos, or if you go west, you've got, like Chris mentioned, La Costa Town Square, but you've also got everything that Encinitas has to offer. So some people go east, some people go west. We live in San Alejo. We tend to go west for most of our amenities, but it is kind of that same distance, probably 10 minutes to Targets and Home Depot and all that. So not the most convenient for big box stuff, but it's great having just that little town center area where if you need to jump and grab eggs or milk, it's 2 minutes rather than in some of these other communities where it's a little bit more of a hike.
And since these condos are somewhat newer, they're like early 2000s, it's gonna be tighter in there. You don't have much outdoor space. You have like a little patio, but within San Alejo, you do have like the little town square park, which is right across the road with the big fountain. If you're driving through there exploring, that's kind of like the central point. We'll throw some drone footage in right now. And then you have one of the bigger parks with some softball fields. There's a dog park up there, little gazebos for parties and stuff, but all that's close.
Big soccer field.
Big soccer field
Yep.
that they're redoing, maybe put some turf in.
Hopefully,
we'll see. But all that is right there. So while you don't have anything right on your property, you can walk to kind of get outdoors. Plus San Alejo has a huge trail system, which is a huge bonus. If you need to get outside, go all the way to the top to Double Peak, or just explore. Like all these neighborhoods have little trails cutting off. So now you're gonna be at the bottom of the hill, so you're gonna be going up and then back down. The down part will be all right, but that is right there as well.
let's talk schools in San Alejo Hills. It is definitely one of the pluses of the community. And part of that too is the walkability, which is definitely what sets it aside from a lot of other communities. The schools are walkable, and a lot of it is walkable through these trail systems that Chris mentioned, so it's not on main roads. You can kind of weave your way in and out to get to schools. And you've got San Alejo Elementary, which is right in the heart of San Alejo. You've got San Alejo Middle, which is right in the heart of San Alejo. And then also, if you're not living in these townhomes, there's Double Peak School at the top of the hill as well. So it is San Marcos School District from K through 12 within this Morgan's Corner community. And like I mentioned on the last one, it definitely is a school district that has put a lot of effort and money into their schools.
And if you guys are thinking about moving to San Diego, and maybe it's one of these townhome/condo communities that we were talking about today, we are the Livin in San Diego real estate crew right here. So feel free to reach out. The number's popping up right now. Call, text, email, whatever's easiest for you. Let's hop on a Zoom call, go over a few of these areas. Maybe we give you some other options as well, and figure out what's going to be the best spot for you to live right here in San Diego.